Hello, the internet. Remy here, and we're back with some more Satisfactory. So last episode, I painted things purple, and we got a tractor. Um, so what I did off camera, as I mentioned, was I was going to bring the coal over here. So that's where the production line stopped because I'm going to build my coal factory right here, kind of butted up against art rock over here. Just because I need somewhere to put the coal generators, and I don't want to like funnel everything up and over everything else. So power generation is now going to be over here, and I need to move the caterium. I think I'm going to move it up and around so that it comes out over on that side. Just because I think it'll fit better over there. So I'll have production at one side for the time being. I know I'm going to be redesigning pretty much everything all over again. Do need to get das Traktor out of the way. I hate this thing. I hate this thing so much. Why are we not reversing? Ugh. There's a reverse. Go reverse, please. Ugh. I hate the tractor. Why are you stuck? Is there anything in it? Oh. That'd be why. It needed fuel. Yay! Reasons Remy doesn't like the tractor. Can't really control it. We're gonna park this over here-ish. Just so it's out of the way. Yes. Probably should have grabbed more concrete while I was over here. Would have been smart. Yoink, yoink. Yoink. Build all the platforms ever. Alright, so foundations, temporarily, you are going to be hotkey 6. Alright, let's see. Where do I start getting poison gas? Here-ish, I guess? I want to see what this does, or how far over it is. Are you in the poison? If I stand right here, am I in the poison? Yeah. But that's okay. The border is a wall, essentially. See how far over we can go with this. Surprisingly, I'm not taking damage standing here. So I guess this is... Oh, now I am. This corner hates my balls. Or is it because I got too close to this thing? Now I'm taking damage. Yeah, just that one square is actually dangerous to my health. That's fine. Big, massive platform here. Probably be easier if I was on the other side. This should probably be good enough for now. Should. I don't see why I wouldn't. And before I forget, let's put... a ramp over here. This ramp. Rotate, please. That way we can get up and down fairly easy again. Alright, so... we want to be able to split this line. If you noticed, I kind of future-proofed. All I have to do, if I need extra coal, is just go back to the deposit and lay conveyors out of the splitter and to follow the line on top, because this can hold 2 conveyor belts, and I did that the entire length all the way here, so I don't have to do it later. It is in the plan to do at some point, just not right this second, but planning ahead. So if they're gonna funnel in this way, I probably can go back a few more platforms, but not sure how big this needs to be in the first place. So coal generators, which are massive. Go here. I think what I want to do is start building like a wall, factory wall kind of deal for things to start looking pretty. Yes. Alright, so there's a lot of me going and being indecisive, and I apologize. Everything ran out of power, so my production lines finally stopped. But that's all gonna funnel into here, so I'm gonna have tons of ingots for a while. That's fine. It'll make it easier for me to move it later, because I don't need that much of the quick wire at the moment. So while I'm thinking about it, I'm just gonna do that, so that I don't accidentally power it back up. It also means I can get rid of this. Yeah, alright. Eventually all of this is going to get moved somewhere else. Idea. Let me do some things and I'll be back. I want to do some building and designing of things, and that's probably going to take me a while. So let me get to that and I'll be back to you guys. Alright, and we're back. It didn't take me as long as I thought, but this is what I have so far. It is not currently running because I didn't hook it up. I figured I would do that with you guys, especially because I wanted to see the capacity at the same time. So, this is what my current system's capacity is even though it's off. Oh, it doesn't show. Pretty sure my current system was like 2 something. I don't know why. It's not showing it right. But, it was like 200 something. So, future-proofing, I would eventually plan on having the other conveyor going across the top of this one on the stackers, like I mentioned, so I figured putting it into a wall would allow me to build how I wanted this to without messing with the conveyors until I wanted to attach them. Plus, this lends itself to building structure walls later on. And I can just rinse repeat all the way down for more production. So this is not a new concept. I didn't come up with this. I've seen a few other YouTubers do this particular part. I added a storage bin in between the supply line and the splitter line as a buffer, because I really don't see myself going through all of this power for a while. So there's going to be a building buffer, which is fine. I'm okay with that. So it goes into a splitter. The splitter will go into this one and then send the extra down the line, and then so on and so forth, farther and farther and farther. So I could daisy chain this by coming around and having another layer, which is kind of how I want to do it. Should be interesting. So let's hook up our conveyor. Reach it. Yes. Huzzah! And we now have coal making its way. It's gonna take a bit. I don't think I have... Did I keep coal? Oh, that's right. I was, yes, I have coal. So, I'm going to get up on top of here and throw the coal in there and then watch. So it goes into there and goes along the line and then goes into that one. So they are now both running. And let's see what our new power capacity is. Hi, my friend. New capacity is 100 megawatts. Okay, so each coal generator generates 50 megawatts. Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah. So, I can already put like 2 more down, and I should be fine. I think this is going to run independently on its own. So I'm just going to disconnect that line. Oh, and I updated these off camera. These are the MK2 power poles, so they can hold up to 6 connections. See? Power lines. 6 power lines. 6 power lines. Which will make planning out my power network much easier. Much, much easier. So now we have coal power. Yay! Pretty sure these can hold 100 each. So I'm gonna wait for this to back up again, and I'm gonna build a few more coal burners and repower my factory, and I'll be back again. Hee hee. Alright, and we're back. It's been a bit since the last clip, and a few hours, actually. And let the game run idle while I did some errands, but we have quite a bit more progress done, and it'll just be easier for me to show you if I go up to my lookout tower, which is fantastic, and show you everything all in one fell swoop. So first of all, we have all of our coal generators here, and as you can see in the distance, there's the second layer of coal on the conveyor belt, so now it's stacked all the way and running into the coal generators via a conveyor of splitters, so each one kind of goes down like I showed you before. But here's the fun stuff. I did so much rearranging and reconfiguring of things so that I have everything automated. Well, I shouldn't say everything. There's a few materials that I currently cannot make because I don't have steel going. But I've been doing so much building. So much building. So what I changed mainly was this whole section right here. I started building the foundations with you, but yeah, so what we have going on here is we have this setup, which didn't change. I didn't touch any of this really, except to turn on this to make more screws, and turn this one into more screws for production line, and I split it. Now this one is being split twice. Once into the reinforced plates, and this one is being split, not being split at all, and is going straight into making rotors, so that those two stay producing almost all the time, so they're very, very rarely ever idle, and I think their efficiency is now up to about 80 or 90% because I'm not running out of screws anymore. It's a wonderful thing. And then I have these two smelters just going straight into this little production line for reinforced frames or metal frames? Something frames. So I have another assembler for reinforced plates that is going right into the modular frames. There we go. Into modular frames, and then this is just making straight rods just for the production of modular frames. And then storage unit right there for it. So that's really all I did, but it took quite a long time to figure it out and get it working properly, because if you're not meticulous with your placement of your conveyor belts, things clip into each other and it's a pain in the butt. So you can get things to kind of go where you want if you are not rushing. So I didn't rush, but still took some time. And if we go down here... down without dying, please. And if we go down here, I'll show you the backside of the coal factory. I also went all the way to the deuterium deposit to get it hooked up to the coal ore, so that's all set and will never stop running now. So here's the backside. It's backed up, which is kind of what you want, so that you know that you're not running out of things. And I left the space like this because I figure when I need to make more coal generators, I'm just going to kind of loop it around and start going up a level. Because these are big, but they're not like super big. They're roughly 3 platforms. And if I go up, I should be able to stack them in relatively the same space. Maybe have to go out one. I don't know, but shouldn't be that hard. So there's room for growth here. And now we have automation of quick wire, and automation of modular frames and rotors and reinforced plates without me having to do anything other than be online, which is nice. So, yay. And this one's rotors. Rotors! Which is nice. So yeah, so the last milestone for this tier before we have to send something up the space elevator is the Logistics MK3. And what that gives us is the huge storage container and the faster conveyor belts, which is nice. And tier 3... Ah, this. This is, interesting. I can't do it yet. I don't have access to rubber. But... remember the crash site that I had found when we were trying to find the Caterium deposit? When I finally went back to it, it had a hard drive in it, and I put the hard drive in the MAM, and it gave me an alternate recipe to pick. And when I picked it, the recipe was this one, hub, tier 3, heavy modular frame alternate recipe. So it does not override the current recipe. When you have an alternate recipe, you get the option in the constructor or assembler to pick the alternate, which allows you to kind of like fine-tune your factory if you have more of one resource over the other. So there's a default recipe, and then there's something else that you can choose from. And in order for me to research this, I need access to rubber, which we haven't even gotten into yet, so that can sit there for God knows how long. And I don't even know anything that needs them yet. Maybe I do. Maybe we have something that needs it. Let's look real quick. Blade runners. No. T-bar gun. No. Which, yeah, I can make this now. It just... a gun, essentially. Doesn't have very far distance, but it does considerable damage, which is nice. But Blade Runners we're probably gonna make. I'm not gonna do it right now, but we can make those. So, heavy modular frames. So right now it takes steel pipe, paste industrial. So this, we need to get into the foundry in order to really need any of this stuff. And in the build menu, foundry. I like how it needs steel, even though, isn't that how you make steel? I'm very confused. Steel ingot. Oh, I guess I have to manually do steel for a bit. I don't think this works in the assembler. I'll have to figure that out and mess with it. But yeah, so the next kind of tech process is going to get the steel production up and running. But I think between now and the next episode, all I'm going to do is just let the game run and collect some resources, and that's about it. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave things off. Do I still have fuel in these? No, they're just running for just because they can. So yeah, this episode's a little weird. It's a little all over the place. I'm sorry, but that's kind of how my brain functions. So apologize for that. But kind of have run out of time to do anything more for this episode. So if you liked the episode, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!